Kevin Stefanski on the plan for playing time against the Bengals in the final Sunday.
We're going to use this opportunity to rest some guys. I feel like we've earned that opportunity with how we took care of business the previous week. As you guys know, with roster limitations, you cannot rest everybody. So our full intent is to go down there, play well, and get a win. That's really where that's our motivation. That's what we plan on doing. I think it's a great opportunity for some guys that haven't had a ton of playing time to get out there. Throughout this course of this season, we've had a lot of our depth play in these games, but this is another opportunity for some guys, backups, and some maybe younger guys to play. And it gives us an opportunity to see them, gives us an opportunity to see them compete. So I'm excited about that part. Jeff Driscoll will start at quarterback. Jeff's a guy with the system knowledge from Arizona, is helpful to get out there. And P.J. Walker will be the backup. He's been great for us. He started in games and won for us, but just felt like this was the right thing to do for the team in this particular instance, to give Jeff an opportunity to show us what he's capable of as well.
Now let's welcome in Jeff Lloyd from the Locked On Browns podcast. Jeff, it's what you would expect. Browns are locked into the 5th spot. Bengals eliminated from the playoffs. There's no need to do anything other than go out and not get anybody hurt.
You basically want to get into Cincinnati as quickly as you can. You want to get out as quickly as you can. Yes, if the Browns were to win, sure, that would be a little, basically icing on the cake, so to speak. The paramount here is obviously for nobody integral to get injured. And you see the names, obviously, and a lot of guys have been banged up all year. Joel Bitonio, as we know, and Miles would looking at an opportunity here to maybe get 16 days to get that shoulder even in better shape. And as we've seen over the last couple of weeks, Miles is returning and rebounding back to form that we've all been accustomed to. A player like Juan Thornhill, 1 game back in an important game, but maybe to sit out this week, get himself as close to 100% for the playoff game as well. But this Browns team, and I think Coach Stefanski kind of hit on it. Look, when the Browns say they've got to go to their depth, that maybe doesn't mean as much to the Browns as it does some other teams. Look, a lot of these guys have played integral minutes this year. The Browns are still going to play the same left tackle and right tackle they've played for the predominant part of the season in Christian and of course James Hubbard. When you have 4 or 5, when you're playing your 4th and 5th tackles, I mean, how many more do you have left? And the other thing is some guys are going to see some snaps. You can only elevate 3 guys per week from the practice squad. And we already know that one of those spots is going to be for the kicker because we know Dustin Hopkins isn't going to kick this week. So Riley Patterson will come up. Either way, you go into it. It'll be interesting because, you think there's probably a good chance that this crowd can be pretty heavily Cleveland dominated. You got to think maybe many Bengals fans aren't going to be interested in going out into this season finale. So, go down there, handle your business, hopefully get a W, but most importantly, come home healthy.
All right. For the first time today, let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hi, this is Rico. In regards to the game versus the Bengals, I would like to sweep them and finish the season strong. 4-2 record inside the North Division, 12-5 overall record. But obviously, there is some players that need some major rest. We haven't had a bye week since week 5, I think it was. Players on the level of Miles and Ward and Cooper and maybe Njoku and some of the offensive linemen. How do you feel about that? I think the risk versus reward is very minimal. So do you think the Browns should try and finish strong and go for the win by playing some key players, or sit them out and get ready for the real test, the real prize? Thanks. Go Browns.
Jeff, he pointed out the bye week came week 5, and doesn't matter. They're in the playoffs. They're locked into the 5th seed. All that other stuff doesn't matter. They're in the playoffs. The risk is too great. Having said that, there are going to be guys that are going to have to play, and if somebody gets banged up, you may see somebody that you really don't want to have to play, because as Kevin Stefanski alluded to in the soundbite we heard, you can't rest everybody.
Well, you can. You have a 53-man roster, and look, the best you can do is bring up 3. You still can't dress 53 anyway. And it's not like redshirt rules where the guys only played a minimal amount, so it doesn't count. So you got to go out there. Honestly, ideally, what you would like is, maybe you have some guys and you would say, hey, maybe if I can just get a quarter, maybe you get up 10-0, and then you can start pulling guys back. But, look, this game 2 years ago, the season ended in Cleveland. Cincinnati came to Cleveland. Cincinnati basically sat all their top talent. And what did they do? Yes, they lost that game, but then they went on a run that led to them obviously ultimately going to the Super Bowl and playing the Los Angeles Rams. All your eyes now are obviously on next weekend. And look, it's a really, really cloudy spot here. Browns have no idea who they're playing yet, and you got to get through this week. You certainly want to get your practice in. And, for a lot of guys, this is a big opportunity on Sunday. Some guys are going to get to play a full game, probably haven't played a full game since they were in college. So, there is that aspect of it. Sometimes in games like this, coaches, loosen up how the game is run. Sometimes you might give one of your assistant coaches a little bit more game day duties than you normally would. You try to go and have a little fun with it, and, get a lot of opportunities, to just basically have fun in the NFL because it is such a pronounced business. But, you want to go down there. You want to show well. If they leave with a victory, obviously that's just going to continue the high and the morale that this team is feeling right now. If they don't get it, it's not really going to hurt it either. You just kind of, don't want to say you're going through the motions, but look, the Browns are going through the motions because it's either next Saturday, Sunday, or Monday is the only thing that's really on their minds right now.